Dave here with Limitless Brave. Today we're going to look at the psychology of the simp. How is a simp formed? What does he do? What was going on in the past that created this simp-like behavior? And I want to say that the term simp, I feel, is a newer term that's used to label what we used to call the nice guy. I think there's a little difference between the two behaviors, but not much. And I got the idea for this video from a comment I received on YouTube when I did a video about approaching. The guy said, I don't approach because I don't want to become a simp. Guys, because you approach a woman that you find attractive does not make you a simp. Simp behavior is much worse than doing something you're naturally inclined to do. So how do we define a simp? Simp is a guy who delivers way too much attention, affection, resources, validation to a woman that he likes without hardly any return of that energy and expression from the woman. There's no boundaries that he's put up for himself. And so he gets used, he gets walked all over. And that is, in a nutshell, what a simp is and the way he acts. So, I mean, simping is nothing new. It's very similar to nice guy behavior. And psychologists have been studying this type of behavior for a very, very long time. Ultimately, all it is validation-seeking behavior, it's codependency, it's people-pleasing, and the only thing that kind of separates it from the nice guy is, to my understanding, there's no kind of covert contract like the nice guy has. See, the nice guy will do things to get an outcome, where the simp just does it through validation and excessive giving. He's not necessarily looking for something on the back end and doesn't get mad when it doesn't happen. But the nice guy definitely will. So the nice guy is a manipulator ultimately, where the simp is an overgiver. So the psychology of the simp and how it's formed starts at a young age. It starts in childhood, where the caregivers, the parents, whatever, may only give love, attention, validation if performance, some type of performance is met, some type of act is done. And therefore, that young boy learns that his validation, his worth, his ability to receive love, etc., is only given when he gives more than he receives. And that's what creates the simp. Ultimately, what they really learned is that their worth and their validation is solely dependent on how much and what they can do for other people, i.e., women that they're attracted to. This behavior also has low self-esteem tied to it. And when somebody has a low self-esteem, they're gonna go above and beyond to try to feel good about themselves and get into many different psychological problems, including being a simp, because that's the patterning that they've learned. If I'm not doing something to help somebody else, to be important to somebody else, I myself am worthless. I myself am not good enough. So the self-esteem has created this feeling of not being good enough. So they do physical actions to get validation for themselves to actually feel good enough about themselves. Ultimately, if I can make somebody else happy, I myself matter, I myself am validated, I myself am good enough. And that's what leads to the insane giving of resources, the insane attention, appreciation that is above and beyond anything that a normal, healthy man would do. Another reason a simp could be formed is due to a very primal thing that a lot of people fear, and that is abandonment. The fear of abandonment is a very big issue for a lot of people, because if we're abandoned, we're kicked out of society, we're kicked out of the tribe, we're going to potentially die because we don't have resources, we don't have people around us, there's no way that we can make it. So fear of abandonment makes people do a lot of crazy things to make sure that they don't get kicked out of the proverbial tribe and are left alone in the world to die. That's ultimately what's going on a very primal level when it comes to these types of behaviors and many other types of behaviors in society. And then we have these instant gratification loops when it comes to social media. If I praise someone, if I get more likes, if I like their stuff more, if I send them money, if I send them gifts, I get praised online. I feel good. I feel like I matter. And this is classic simp behavior. And because we have so much access to so many people through social media, it's very easy to get caught up as a simp into that echo chamber where it's constant validation of feedback, constantly feeling good enough through all of these social behaviors, even online. It doesn't even have to be in person. And so the simps continue to get born again and again and again because of how easily they can be made to feel good when they do something and it's acknowledged online. And then we have parasocial relationships. These are relationships that are formed online through social media and digital means with people that we've never met or may never meet. And everything that happens through the screen is just like real life, but we just don't get to touch that person. Everything else is there that we would normally experience in any type of physical relationship. The only things that aren't there is the physical threat and the potential of in-person emotional judgment. But other than that, everything is as it normally would be in an in-person relationship online. And so our brain doesn't know the difference. And so we form a lot of these crazy parasocial relationships that actually aren't even real. We just think they're real. And the reason these parasocial relationships are so attractive is because they're safer. There's no threat like I just spoke about earlier. There's no real danger of being judged as a person because you can just power that thing off and never talk to that person again. So people can be turned on and shut off very quickly if we don't like it, if we don't feel that we're being treated the way that we want to be treated. We can just quickly escape, where in person, we can't do that. We have to face the music when we're being judged in person or there's a potential perceived threat in person. One of the things that makes simping so attractive, especially online, is anonymity and distance. There's no potential social repercussion if we did something wrong. We don't have to be that emotional. We don't have to face any kind of potential physical judgment or threat. So simping becomes very attractive to online people that don't have a very good psychology about them when it comes to integrating socially. And the best way to get your validation hits, to feel like you're good enough, is then again praising someone else that praises you back, but not as much as you praise them, giving them gifts, giving them attention, giving them validation, so that you just get that little bit of hit that you require to feel good about yourself. And with social media and the internet, this is very easy and very attractive to people who don't have a really solid psychology when it comes to socialization. So for some people, this might be the best they can do because of past traumas, past experiences. It's much safer to simp. It's much safer to hide away behind the keyboard. It's much safer to hide behind the phone and create these artificial relationships so that there is no fear that we have to handle. There is no potential threat whatsoever. Now, if you're afraid of becoming a simp, or maybe you are a simp and you realize something by watching this video and you're like, whoa, I don't want to live this lifestyle anymore, come check out my work at limitlessbrave.com. You can check out my online community called Limitless Brave Private Reserve. All the links for that are in the description, as well as all of my upcoming workshops and free webinar series. Hope to work with you one day, whether you've got questions on dating, your career, business, any kind of past traumas or shadow work you want to learn more about. Drop a comment, let me know. Happy to make a video for you, help you out any way I can. And then of course, the best way is to come work with me in person to get you living that awesome lifestyle that you deserve. So thanks to the guy who made this comment on my previous video that inspired this video about simp psychology. It was a lot of fun to put together. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next video.